Hello, dear listeners. A lovely, sweet, and warm welcome to everyone here on the Easy Fluent English podcast.
This is the place where we practice English through real conversations, real emotions, and real-life situations. No heavy grammar, no pressure, just simple English that you can listen to, understand, and use in your daily life.
Today's topic is something very common in our everyday life, but sometimes it feels a little difficult for English learners.
Many people know English words and grammar, but when they meet someone new, they suddenly feel shy or confused about what to say.
So today we are going to talk about talking with a new friend. Imagine this situation. You meet someone new at school, at work, in a park, or maybe at a small event. You would like to start a friendly conversation, but you are not sure how to begin.
Should you say hello? Should you ask a question? Or maybe talk about something simple?
Don't worry, that's exactly why today's conversation is for you. In this episode, we will explore simple and natural sentences you can use when talking with a new friend, how to start a conversation, how to ask friendly questions, and how to keep the conversation comfortable and interesting.
Remember, a good conversation is not about perfect English. It is about being polite, friendly, and relaxed.
So, if you want to learn English that feels natural and useful in real-life situations, stay with us.
And before we move into our main conversation, one small request. If you are new to Easy Fluent English channel, please subscribe so you never miss our future conversations and English learning episodes.
Also, don't forget to like this video and leave a comment below. Tell us, how do you usually start a conversation with a new person?
All right, everyone. Take a breath, relax, and let's move into today's conversation. Yes, GK, and today our topic is very interesting, talking with a new friend. We'll show you how a simple conversation can become meaningful, relaxed, and fun, all while improving your English.
Imagine you're at a small cafe. You see someone sitting alone, reading a book. You decide to start a conversation. You can simply say, "Hi, is this seat free?"
Exactly. And the other person smiles and replies, "Yes, of course, please sit."
Now the silence becomes a warm space. You can introduce yourself. "I'm TK. Nice to meet you."
And the new friend responds, "I'm Alex. Nice to meet you too." A simple greeting already makes the first connection. And this is Easy Fluent English, a place where we practice English through real conversations, calm, natural, and easy to understand.
All right, let's get into it. Jimmy, imagine this. At first meeting, you're at a quiet cafe, maybe near a park. You see someone sitting alone, reading a book.
It feels a little awkward at first, right? But here's a simple way to start. "Hi, is this seat free?"
The other person smiles and replies, "Yes, of course. Please sit."
Now the silence becomes a friendly space. You can introduce yourself. "I'm TK. Nice to meet you."
And they respond, "I'm Alex. Nice to meet you too." Just like that, two strangers begin a calm, natural conversation.
After introductions, the easiest question is, how has your day been so far?
Alex might answer, "It's been busy, but I'm happy to have a quiet moment here."
You can reply naturally, "That's great." Sometimes small breaks make the day feel lighter.
Listeners, see how simple sentences like this create warmth and connection without pressure.
Hobbies are always a smooth conversation topic. You could ask, what do you usually enjoy doing in your free time?
Alex might answer, "I enjoy walking, listening to music, and sometimes drawing."
And you could respond, "That's wonderful. I also like peaceful walks. It's so relaxing."
When you discover a shared interest, the conversation flows naturally.
Next, you can ask about experiences. Have you ever traveled anywhere interesting?
Alex might smile and say, "Yes, last year I visited a small village by the mountains. It was so calm and beautiful."
And you could respond with curiosity. "That sounds amazing. What was your favorite moment there?"
This shows how asking questions and listening makes the conversation deeper.
Sometimes conversations become meaningful when you share your thoughts. You might say, I think meeting new people is always inspiring.
And Alex could respond, yes, everyone has a story. Every person teaches you something new.
See how naturally English is used without grammar pressure? Just real human connection.
Another calm topic, your routine or simple daily life. You could ask, what's your morning like?
Alex might answer, I usually wake up early, have tea, and take a short walk before work.
And you might respond, that sounds peaceful. I also enjoy morning walks. They clear my mind.
Small conversations like this are perfect for practicing everyday English.
Sometimes a conversation can slowly move to dreams and aspirations. You can ask, what's one thing you really want to do this year?
Alex might softly answer, I want to learn a new language and travel somewhere new.
And you could say, that's a wonderful goal. Learning English is also helping me discover new places and people.
See, listeners, conversations can naturally include personal growth topics, making English practice motivational and inspiring.
Another way to continue the talk is by commenting on your environment. You could say, I really like the cozy atmosphere here. It feels so calm.
Alex might nod and add, yes, and the soft music makes it even more relaxing.
This shows that observing small things can add flow to the conversation and make it feel real.
This keeps the conversation alive, warm, and interactive while practicing natural English phrases.
TK, now that we've talked about hobbies and daily life, let's move into something many students wonder about, studies and relationships.
Right, TK. Imagine you're at the cafe with your new friend, Alex. You could gently ask, so, what are you studying?
TK might smile and say, I'm studying computer science at university. It's interesting, but quite challenging sometimes.
And you could respond, that's great. I'm also focusing on English and communication. I think both skills really help us grow.
Then, naturally, you might wonder about personal life, but in a respectful and polite way. So, do you have a girlfriend?
Alex laughs softly and says, no, not yet. I'm focusing on my studies. And honestly, in my life, I want to follow what Islam teaches, so I avoid relationships for now.
You could nod and respond with understanding. That's really mature and inspiring. Prioritizing your goals and values shows strong character.
Exactly. And then you can share your own perspective. I feel the same way. I want to focus on learning, improving myself, and building my future first. Faith and self-discipline are really important.
See, listeners, this kind of conversation is real, motivational, and respectful. It shows that you can talk about personal choices without feeling awkward or boring.
After this, you can gently encourage each other. Focusing on your studies and personal growth now will make your future brighter.
Alex might reply with a smile, yes, and talking about this openly with someone new makes me feel more confident in my choices.
Exactly, TK. Conversations like this also teach us how to express our values politely, how to stay confident about personal decisions, and how to motivate each other in a friendly way.
And notice, listeners, this practice improves English naturally. You learn to explain ideas, share opinions, and speak confidently about real-life topics. Then the conversation could move to future plans and dreams. What's one thing you hope to achieve this year, Alex?
Alex might answer thoughtfully, I want to become better at English, stay disciplined in studies, and help my family. And I also hope to stay strong in my faith.
That's very inspiring. I feel the same. Learning English opens doors, and discipline and faith help us stay focused on what truly matters.
Listeners, see how a casual, friendly talk becomes motivating. You are learning English, sharing values, and growing your confidence at the same time.
So, Jimmy, let's do it more relaxing. Just hypothetically, imagine that we just met each other a few moments ago. As a new friend, I'm asking you, like, Jimmy, I'm curious to know, What do you usually like to do in your free time?
Well, deal done. I appreciate that. Okay. I really enjoy painting and listening to soft jazz music. It helps me relax after a long day.
That sounds interesting. Can you tell me more about it?
Sure. I usually paint small landscapes or scenes from my favorite books. When I listen to jazz, it feels like the world slows down for a while. It's calming and peaceful.
Wow, that sounds beautiful. I think hobbies like that also teach patience and observation, right?
Yes, exactly. You notice details in life that you might usually miss.
And how did you become interested in painting and jazz music?
When I was younger, my uncle taught me a few simple sketches. I fell in love with it. Jazz, I heard it for the first time in a cafe, and I felt something magical in it. It just stuck with me.
That's amazing. Listeners, notice how sharing the story behind your hobby makes the conversation warmer and more engaging.
Yes, TK, every hobby has a story, and it's fun to share it with someone new.
What kind of movies or music do you enjoy?
I love adventure movies and classical music. Adventure movies inspire me, and classical music helps me focus.
That's interesting. How did that experience make you feel?
Watching adventure films makes me feel excited and motivated. Classical music, it calms me when I'm stressed or studying.
See, listeners? Even small sentences like this teach us vocabulary, feelings, and expressions naturally. What do you usually do on weekends?
On weekends, I like to visit a park or a cafe, meet new people, and sometimes read at home. I also try to learn something new each week.
That sounds relaxing. How does that make you feel?
It helps me recharge and feel motivated for the next week. I enjoy meeting new people. It makes life more interesting.
Yes, and this is exactly why conversations with new friends are valuable. You learn, you practice English, and you feel inspired. Have you traveled anywhere interesting recently?
Actually, yes. Last month, I went to a small mountain town. The view was incredible, and the air felt so fresh.
That sounds amazing. How did that experience make you feel?
I felt relaxed and grateful. It reminded me how beautiful the world is, and how small problems often feel when you see something bigger.
Exactly. These kinds of conversations not only improve English, but also inspire you to see life differently. What's something new you've learned lately?
I've been learning some basic coding skills. It's challenging, but very rewarding.
That sounds interesting. Can you tell me more about it?
Sure, I'm learning how to build small websites. Every time I solve a problem, it feels like I've accomplished something important.
Listeners, see how sharing learning experiences makes the conversation lively, educational, and motivating at the same time. And finally, what kind of work or study do you do?
I'm studying computer science at university. I also work part-time helping my community with digital projects.
That's amazing. How does that make you feel?
It makes me proud and motivated. I feel like I'm growing every day, and I can actually help others while learning.
See, listeners, this is real-life English in action, sharing hobbies, experiences, learning, and feelings. And each small sentence is a chance to practice vocabulary, grammar, and confidence. Jimmy, now that we've talked about hobbies, travel, and studies, let's dive into something very important, learning English and its impact on life.
Yes, TK. Many people wonder, how much does it really cost to learn English? And I don't mean money. I mean time, effort, and discipline.
Exactly. Jimmy, how much time do you spend practicing English every day?
Well, I try to dedicate at least 1 hour every day, sometimes two, listening to podcasts, reading, or talking with friends. It's not always easy, but it's worth it.
That's a great point. Listeners, notice it's not just about buying books or courses. The real cost is your time, focus, and consistent practice. Jimmy, what would you say is the biggest benefit of investing your time in English?
Honestly, TK, it's confidence. Every word you speak makes you braver. Every conversation improves your ability to express ideas clearly, connect with others, and even create opportunities in life.
Exactly. And Jimmy, how has English helped you in real life?
Learning English allowed me to meet new people, understand content online, and even do small freelance projects. It opened doors I didn't know existed.
Listeners, that's the key. The cost of learning English is nothing compared to the freedom, opportunities, and self-growth it brings. Some learners feel stressed, thinking English is too hard, it will take years.
That's normal, but the secret is balance. Practice regularly, but enjoy it. Listen to podcasts like this, talk to friends, or even share a story with someone new.
Yes, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Each step, each small sentence adds value. Even just 5 minutes of practice every day accumulates into months of improvement.
Exactly. I started small, just speaking one sentence to myself every morning. Now I can talk for hours with confidence.
Let's make it relatable for our listeners. Imagine two students. One spends 10 minutes every day casually practicing English, listening, repeating words, and talking to themselves or friends. The other student, zero time. 1 month later, the first student feels more confident, can introduce themselves naturally, and even chat with strangers.
That's the reality. The investment in time and effort has a huge impact. It's not expensive money-wise, but it costs dedication, focus, and consistency.
And listeners, here's something important. Every hour you spend learning English is an hour invested in your future, your career, your relationships, and even your self-confidence.
Yes, TK. Think about it. Speaking confidently in English can help you make friends, impress your teachers or bosses, travel comfortably, and even inspire others.
The cost of learning English is nothing compared to the freedom, opportunities, and self-growth it brings. Jimmy, now that we've explored hobbies, studies, and learning English, let's reflect on something very practical: how talking with a new friend helps improve English.
Absolutely, TK. Think about it. When you meet someone new and have a conversation, you're practicing listening, speaking, forming sentences, and using real vocabulary, all at once.
Exactly. And Jimmy, how do you feel talking to someone new improves your English?
Well, I notice that when I talk with new people, I have to choose words carefully, explain ideas clearly, and respond naturally. It's like real-life practice that you can't get from a book.
Yes, and listeners, notice every small conversation is a lesson. Asking questions, answering politely, sharing stories, all of it builds your vocabulary and confidence. Imagine this scenario. You meet a new friend at a cafe. You ask, "Have you traveled anywhere interesting recently?" They say, "Yes, I visited a small mountain town. The air was fresh and the scenery was amazing." Then you respond, "That sounds incredible. What was your favorite part?"
Notice how simple sentences like this teach you how to ask questions naturally, how to respond smoothly, how to share personal experiences. And all this happens in a friendly, relaxed conversation.
Jimmy, the beauty of talking with a new friend is that it's motivational too.
Yes, TK. Every time you speak with someone new, you realize I can express my ideas in English. I can understand someone else naturally. I'm improving without stress or grammar pressure.
Exactly, and it teaches practical communication skills, which is the ultimate goal of learning English. Let's summarize for our listeners how a conversation with a new friend contributes to English learning. Confidence boost. Every sentence spoken improves your self-belief. Vocabulary growth. You learn new words naturally in context. Listening skills. Understanding someone else in real time sharpens your comprehension. Storytelling practice. Sharing small stories improves fluency.
And all this happens without boring grammar drills, just by having a friendly, calm conversation.
Let's say you ask your friend, "Have you traveled anywhere interesting recently?" They reply, "Yes, I visited a small mountain town. The air was fresh and the scenery was amazing." Then you respond, "That sounds incredible. What was your favorite part?"
See how natural English develops? You're learning question formation, response skills, and polite conversation flow all at the same time.
Listeners, this is the secret. Every new friend is a teacher in disguise, helping you improve your English without stress or pressure. Hey, Jimmy, I was thinking, we've been talking a lot about daily life, hobbies, and studies, but one thing I really like is learning from new friends.
Absolutely, TK. That's the beauty of meeting someone new. You never know what stories or ideas they bring. So tell me, what do you usually like to do in your free time?
I usually read, write a little, and sometimes paint. How about you?
I love listening to music, mostly soft jazz or classical. It helps me calm down. Painting is amazing too. How did you become interested in that?
Well, when I was younger, I saw a small landscape painting in my school library. It felt magical. I thought, I want to create something that makes people feel that way. And you? How did you start loving music?
Funny story. I was sitting in a cafe last year and a musician played a soft jazz tune. I felt calm, like the world paused for a moment. From that day, I started listening every day.
That's beautiful. Conversations like this make life interesting, you know? Every story, every small detail, it teaches us something.
Yes, and honestly, confidence grows with every word we speak. Even if we're nervous, sharing a small story makes English feel natural.
Exactly. Speaking of stories, have you traveled anywhere interesting recently?
Oh, yes. Last month, I visited a small mountain town. The view was incredible. I woke up early to see the sunrise, and I swear, it felt like the sky was painting itself.
Wow, that must have been inspiring. How did that experience make you feel?
I felt calm, peaceful, and grateful. It reminded me that small moments, like listening to the rain or sipping coffee while it's quiet outside, are the most meaningful.
You're right. Every conversation teaches us something. Even small chats help us practice English without stress.
And it motivates us. Like when I say, your voice deserves to be heard. Sharing stories with someone new, you grow, not just in English, but in confidence and perspective.
Exactly. That's why every meeting is an opportunity to learn. One simple conversation can change everything.
Yes, talking with new friends helps you expand vocabulary naturally, practice sentence formation, and learn real-life expressions.
And listeners, notice we didn't focus on grammar rules. We just shared, asked, and responded naturally. That's how English becomes easier, calm, relaxed, real.
Every friendly chat is like a mini lesson. You get to hear, respond, motivate, and feel inspired all at once.
Exactly, Jimmy. And I hope everyone listening realizes each conversation matters. You improve your speaking, learn new words, and gain confidence every time. Wow, Jimmy, what a wonderful conversation today.
Absolutely, TK. You know, talking like this, meeting new friends, sharing stories, it's more than just practicing English. It's about feeling confident, enjoying the moment, and learning every day.
Exactly. Listeners, notice how small conversations can make a big impact. Every question you ask, every answer you give, it's a step forward. Every story you share grows your vocabulary, fluency, and confidence.
Yes, and even if you're shy at first, don't worry. One small sentence, one simple question can open the door to a meaningful conversation. Just like today, we started casually and look at all the experiences we shared.
That's right. And remember, every meeting, every chat, every new friend you talk to is a chance to grow, not only in English, but in your courage, your joy, and your connection with the world.
You know, TK, sometimes one friendly conversation can inspire your entire day or even your week. And it's all free, right? Just your time, your attention, and your willingness to speak.
Exactly. And that's the magic. Learning English isn't about rules or pressure. It's about real life, real stories, and real friends.
Listeners, we hope today inspired you to start talking with someone new, maybe a friend, a neighbor, or even just practicing with yourself. Every step counts.
Yes, keep your mind calm, your heart open, and your voice brave. And remember, the more you talk, the more natural it becomes, and every conversation has the power to change your confidence, your skills, and your life.
Exactly. And one day you'll look back and realize all those small talks, those tiny sentences, they shaped your English, your courage, and your happiness.
So, dear listeners, go ahead, smile, speak, share, and enjoy. Your English journey is alive, and every conversation is a step forward.
And we'll be here, sharing stories, practicing, and inspiring you, one shot at a time.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us.
Yes, thank you everyone, you are amazing.
And remember, your voice deserves to be heard. Every conversation is your chance to shine.
Until next time, keep talking, keep learning, and keep smiling.
Bye-bye, friends.
See you in the next episode.